I love the music of Biff Naked. It's punk and it's many things, and she expresses herself uniquely. We can commend Biff for always trying different songwriting approaches. Just her debut album from 1994 has alt-rock, pop-punk, a piano ballad, sludge rock, Beastie Boys-esque hip-hop, a power ballad, a spoken word piece, chill beats, and a love letter to her bike. In the album writing process, she generates dozens of tracks to pick from, so along the way she'll try every approach to making good music. Even overt plagiarism. Yeah, put this song on. What am I gonna say it sounds like? There She Goes by Laz? Well, almost, but here we go. You got it yet? That was Today by the Smashing Pumpkins, the massive alternative radio hit from the summer before this album was released. Yeah, you can't copyright a 154 chord progression.
If you should die while crossing the street. Baby, it's a wild world.
But the pace of Biff's song is set to directly imitate the Pumpkins song, as is the power chord sound and the quiet, loud structure, and the drum machine, meticulously programmed to match the beat and the fills of Today. Studied well, listening beat by beat. Yeah, it's in a different key. I have perfect pitch, and I don't know how sensitive most people are to the same thing being in a different key. Sound-alike songs are everywhere, but I think this one earns particular attention for its sheer focus and how she simply got away with it. Biff's producer is credited as co-writer on this track, and he also programmed the drums. It looks like John Dexter was behind the brilliant idea of using a pre-existing brilliant idea. Biff is clearly a big Pumpkins fan, but I think there's just about room for her to claim that she didn't consciously copy Today. We can do this shit without noticing, especially before the internet. But John Dexter has no such claim. Sequencing a drum machine is a really slow job. And this drum part is such a studied imitation with everything in place. It's good work. If he was commissioned to make a MIDI version of Today for a video game, he did it real well. And he must have dug around on pedals to get the famous Pumpkins sound. Even the little There She Goes lead line at the start. Yeah, it's different notes, but it's clearly pitched and phased to be a sound-alike of Today. Biff's lead vocal here is arbitrary and muttered. It's that classic folly of an alternative rock singer just starting out. And though her quirky outlook is often a headlining asset, here it just means her interpretation of a quite grandiose sounding song is about potty training. Just want to point out, as far as I'm aware, there's nothing perverted about this song, and potty humor is in character for Biff. I just think it's not delivered perfectly here. Billy Corgan is about as good a lyricist as he is a vocalist, but he knew which short phrases to string together for a chorusless, throwaway summer depression sing-along. It's low on syllables, and that's something that Biff can't lower herself to. Her lyrics and vocals make something that could have been a huge hit awkward and intimate. And when I say could have been a huge hit, I mean already was. Biff must have at least been subconsciously complicit in copying Today, as both songs repeatedly emphasize the line, Today is the X day. Her song also swaps out the B section for a verse, pre-chorus, chorus structure. Its pre-chorus does use the same relative chords, just at a different rate. The mushery vocals and drum machine give her song a cheap, lo-fi quality, which is definitely a good way to distinguish it from a famously ornate band. But it contrasts with the feel of the song. It decontextualizes the composition. It's mismatched. No shame in mismatching though. Biff's label and marketing really pushed this song. It got the music video. It was the first single released by her in several countries. And if you don't know or notice the copy, it's a pretty good track. It got remastered first to clean it up, and then a re-recording with a new guitar line and live drums and clearer vocals, all of which makes the early copy seem like a demo. Daddy's Getting Married was moved to the first track on some re-releases of this album. She re-recorded the song in French.
You can pull together all of the studio versions of this track and make a batch fake production.
They were very sure that this was meant to be her big song. Look at it this way. At the time this track was published, Canadian radio had a rule of playing at least 30% Canadian content, a number that has only since increased. This kind of makes it a living example of that meme.
Can we have Today by the Smashing Pumpkins?
We have Today by the Smashing Pumpkins at home. Today by the Smashing Pumpkins at home.
I don't think any legal action has ever been taken. Biff will have crossed paths with the Smashing Pumpkins, and I don't know how that conversation went, but really, there's loads of 90s acts who've pilfered from them. And they themselves have some very obvious influences. But none of those examples are quite as brazen as Daddy's Getting Married. Biff has much better songs, by the way. Smashing Pumpkins have much better songs. Biff will definitely have learned what the song is in the 28 years since, and we're all at risk of accidentally ripping something off. But Daddy's Getting Married by Biff Naked shows that maybe there's a case for just doing it on purpose.